Welcome to RuPaul's Drag Race podcast.
Woohoo!
We are live.
We
Well,
are
not
live.
really live, but we're live right now, but this is recorded.
Yes. You know what? That show wasn't live, Jason, so
No, it
why
sure
should we be
wasn't.
live?
I think okay. So today on RuPaul's Drag Race was a recap. It was like recap episode. So it was not exactly. I don't know. I wasn't really looking forward to it. Were you?
I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So, I
Uh-huh.
mean, we're going by canon. We're canonical. We're gonna go by episode, right?
Yes, we are.
So logically, this would be the next episode, and it's a special edition. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a recap before the grand finale.
Exactly. And I think that they do this in the future too. I'm pretty sure they always do this. They have like some kind of recap episode before the finale. Um, but I don't really care that much for recap kind of episodes usually, but we're doing this podcast like you said, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch it. It wasn't all bad. It wasn't like bad. Actually, sometimes interesting to look back.
Yeah, I feel like they're still finding their ways, and you know what I wish they had was a
Mhm.
little bit more insight and a little bit more, like maybe a few more interviews with the contestants.
Oh yeah, that would have been nice. They did
Yeah,
on Gina only, right? The RuPaul
right.
talked
She
with
showed
her.
up.
Yeah, RuPaul talked with her like 3 seconds. I was like, oh, that was a quick interview.
Yeah, I didn't get that much out. I just didn't feel like I got that much more information out of these clips.
That's true. Except it did remind me, and I know we're not doing this in a certain order, but that episode isn't really in an order, so I guess it's okay. But the I it reminded me like that Angina was kind of inexperienced. Like she was actually saying that, and I didn't realize that she was open about that really. Like she said she
Oh,
wasn't so
right.
experienced as the other girls and she was just learning about wigs, but she never adopted the wig. I look at things of her now, that's her style.
Well, good for her for being vulnerable and at
Yeah.
least giving some, non-canned answers.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um but what did you think of What are your takeaway? I know you took notes. I didn't take notes, but I just watched it before we started recording, so it's
Well,
familiar. It's in my head.
I had to take notes, Jason. I 5 minutes into it, I was like, if I don't take notes, we're gonna
Yeah.
have a very short episode on the podcast because it was a little all over the place, to be honest,
It is all over the
right?
place.
So I took a lot of notes, and I was like, oh, okay. If I took notes, it makes sense.
Okay.
I feel like RuPaul is still kind of getting a sense of how these things go.
Yes.
Um, and overall, I feel like it was just a recap of what happened so far.
True, true. With a little more insight, a little extra insight, but maybe not as much as you wanted, but a little bit more insight, I think.
Well, perhaps like a true good showman, it definitely left me wanting more. More. I wanted more
Mhm.
insight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe that's
Um.
why Untouched happened, that behind the scenes show. I don't
Oh,
know when
that's
that
right. That's
started,
right.
but yeah,
That's
they
right.
eventually started Untucked, where you could actually watch a whole 30 minutes or an hour of backs behind the scenes stuff. But I don't want to do
No, I
that.
don't want to do that either. If it's
I
if
don't
it's
want to
just
know
30
that
minutes of
bad.
what happened this in this episode, I feel
Yeah.
like they could have used some editing for this episode.
Oh yes, they could
Yeah.
have. I think they. It's almost like they hadn't really prepared to do this episode, but then they wanted to do it anyway. Like it almost like they didn't have enough footage, but they just put it together. They made it work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like RuPaul was surprised. He was like, "Oh, we're doing this. Okay,
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay."
Oh, and
I feel like he had to like pull his Dodge Caravan out of the garage, and then so okay, hold on, give me 5 minutes.
yeah, exactly.
Let me turn the lights on, get the raccoon out, and okay, here we go.
Well, one thing I remember, and I think this is so true, RuPaul said, I believe in a show with a good catchphrase, and we have a lot, and they're all mine. And I'm like, well, that's true. And those things are like basically pop culture now. I mean, those little phrases he says.
Yeah,
Uh,
he threw a lot at the wall, and some of that stuck.
exactly.
That extravaganza.
Elegance or
I like
extravaganza.
eleganza extravaganza.
Yeah. And but did he really make these or did someone write for him? I don't actually know if he has a writer or if he did this.
I don't think he has a writer for not for
Really?
this season. Do you
Maybe.
think?
Well, I don't know. Those are pretty catchy. They lasted. They're still going to this day. Most of those. And
Well,
you know when they
she's been around for a while.
well, that's true.
Yeah.
But is I mean, you have to be pretty witty to be able to come up with something like that over and over. You know, like on the runways where they
Mm-hmm.
criticize and they say like funny little quips or jokes about
Right.
the fashion. I mean, I have trouble believing those are all like on the spot. Like she's just thinking of them improv. I almost wonder if they were written, but I've never checked into it.
Oh, yeah, maybe some of that's written. I mean,
Mm,
I don't know, like all stand-ups or most stand-ups
right ahead
pre-write
of
their
time.
stuff, and
Yeah,
then some of them even
exactly.
hire other people to write it for them.
Right? I should do
Yeah.
that, then I could be funny.
But you already are, haven't you written for this?
Oh, yeah. Everything I'm saying, I wrote it ahead of time. Yeah,
There
that's
you
why
go.
it's so funny. Yeah.
I'll take notes. You know what,
Okay.
Jason? This would have been the one episode where I feel like it would have been okay to drink before even like just to drink while I'm watching it.
Absolutely. Because it really, we already saw most of the stuff. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, there's. I
it,
think that would have made it more. I don't know, a little bit more tolerable, loosey goosey.
yeah, yeah. Did you notice, oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, shoot, I forgot. There's so many things in this episode, like you said.
Okay, so I wrote down in chronological order
Mhm.
what happened. So it started out with kind of like a history of drag queens. I liked that part, like the historical part
Yeah.
of the famous drag queens who came before RuPaul.
Oh, that was great. I loved that. And I was surprised by some of the queens we saw. Were you?
I was. Some of them, I think, are RuPaul's contemporaries. They're not that old.
Right, right. But did you happen to notice Cachetta was in the list?
I did for like one split second. I was like, wait a
Yes,
minute, is that Kasheta?
it was who we met in we knew
Puerto
her
Vallarta.
in Puerto Vallarta. Yeah. And unfortunately she died in Puerto Vallarta where which we talked about before. But I was like, wait, I didn't realize she was like that important to have been mentioned on this show by RuPaul. So that she was, I guess, more well known than I realized.
Well, I also wish they had spent a little bit more time on that
That would have been nice. Yeah.
because that like the PowerPoint things were really fast.
It was so fast.
I had to do a double take. I was like, is that Kasheta? Is that Lady Bunny?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they did a lot of people and some that I didn't even know. I was like, wait, who was that? What?
I didn't
I
know
don't know.
most of them to be honest.
Yeah.
I was like,
Probably me too. Probably like half I didn't know.
yeah, yeah, same
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I'm like, oh, that person looks interesting, but I don't know.
I did recognize oh gosh, who's that queen that looks like Kathy Griffin?
Oh,
Coco Peru.
oh, Coco Peru,
I
exactly.
was like, oh, good for her.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You know, I was glad she was mentioned too. I I was thinking, how much rivalry does RuPaul feel, or especially before RuPaul's Drag Race? How much rivalry is there between these queens? It if there is any, I don't know, but they're all trying to be successful or are successful, and you know,
I'm
I
sure
guess
there is.
yeah.
I'm
But
sure
it's
there's
nice to
rivalry. I mean,
see what seemed to be her supporting even people who are alive today, saying these are legends.
right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, again, I do wish they went a little bit more in depth into that because is that true that Stonewall, the first brick, was thrown by a drag queen to
Well,
start
that
the revolution.
yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay.
That's what they say. That's the mythology. The or it's I don't think it's mythology. I think most people would say, yeah, it's actually a fact. That
That's
is
the
true.
lore, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lore. There we go. You're
Okay,
so
good for
good with
them.
your words.
This is, I'm only 2 sips into, oh, today I'm drinking, I don't know what you're drinking, Jason, but today I am drinking, I should have started drinking this before I watched the show, but Brancott Estate,
Brancott
um,
Estate.
Sauvignon Blanc. It made it all the way here from New Zealand.
Oh, wow. And somehow it only cost $6, right?
I know, you would have thought the plane ticket or whatever, the, it would have cost
Something's
six.
wrong when you can pay $6 for an imported wine.
I don't know. I feel okay right now, so we'll see. By the end of the show, you'll see how that
Well,
affects
you
me.
no, I guess it's okay because look at beer. We buy what Heineken or other imported beers, but I guess those are actually I don't know. Those might be bottled in the U.S. or
Yeah, I think they're
in
bottled
Japan.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how they save the money. But what I mean is, you can drink foreign beverages that are cheap. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And what are
isn't
you
that an
drinking,
interesting
Jason?
topic? What? Oh, what
And
am
what are
I
you drinking?
drinking? I'm drinking what is it called? Water with energy drink powder. It's like a essential amino acids.
Oh my God, that is so healthy.
I know. Talk about boring. But I'm on a diet, like we talked about, I told you about. I'm on a diet, so I have to take all these supplements and not eat very much. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. But
okay.
it's
Well, you'll
great.
be ready for the runway.
I will. Maybe I'll have a summer body for once in my life.
I am gonna have the body that the Brancott Estate wine made.
This isn't
Is that
beer
a pun?
belly. This is Brancott belly.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, okay. So of the queens that, so then after that they showed footage of queens that auditioned that didn't make the first season.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was interesting. And I knew some of them, and you probably do too, because some of them are in San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean some of them ended up being bigger stars than any of the current cast made
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Yeah,
Because later they got on the show.
they
Ri-
lucked out to be in the
Yeah. Like
later seasons.
Alaska Thunderfuck was on there and
Right.
Detox.
That's right.
And
Did
I
Kitty
can't.
Litter ever make it?
No, but oh, did I ever think of you when I saw that?
I saw that too.
I'm like, darn it, there's another kitty litter.
Well, that was originally, I thought if I were going to do drag, that would be my drag name because
Yes.
I think there was a really stinky box of Kitty Litter sitting next to me. I was like, well, I guess I could be that.
Oh yeah, we had so much fun. Me and Ward back in the day in San Francisco, where neither of us live anymore. We used to live in San Francisco, and we would get coffee or dim sum or something and talk about kitty litter, what she would do in a performance in a Chinese restaurant, perhaps.
At the dim sum. Shout out to the dim sum restaurant on in the outer Richmond on
Yeah,
Clement.
yeah, that's right. Oh, my
It's
favorite was Good Luck dim sum. Remember Good Luck?
oh, that was tasty.
I loved that.
It
Oh,
smelled good with like a hint of stink that reminded
yeah.
me of kitty litter. And we thought we were gonna be drag queens there to like, drum up business and make fun of the food at the same time.
Oh yeah, it would have been great. I'm sure they would have loved it.
Well, this kitty litter, to be fair, is quite a bit more glamorous.
Yes, yes, that kitty litter, but I don't know her. Do you know her?
No, I've heard of her,
Oh,
but I
okay.
actually haven't seen her perform anywhere. I think, yeah,
Oh,
I haven't had a chance. But I know she's well known.
yeah, okay. Well, Land O'Lakes is in that little montage of people who tried out. She
Hmm.
hasn't been on the show yet, but she is well known in San Francisco. Like I know her.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah, she's popular drag queen. So I was like, wow, I didn't know she was on RuPaul's Drag Race season one. I mean, even though it's not a contestant, but she is on the show.
I feel like some of these queens might have done pretty well.
I think so too. And even being mentioned on RuPaul's Drag Race elevates your status,
Right.
and popularity. Like people in San Francisco who see that, like me, I would be like, "Oh my god, Land O'Lakes is more famous than I thought."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What
Which
do you know if any of them are still in San Francisco? Is Lando Lake still
I
performing?
think she is, yeah. Um
Detox is still.
Angina is supposed Detox, I don't know where she is. Maybe LA. But Angina is supposedly from the Bay Area, but I never met her or saw her in the Bay Area. Maybe she doesn't live there.
Oh yeah, maybe just she just performs once in a while.
Maybe. Did you ever meet Angina in like San Francisco?
No,
Me either. And I never saw a sign of her performing or anything either. But maybe I just missed it.
I feel like the San Franciscan queens are pretty regional. Like they stick to.
Yeah. I'm sorry, honey. It was a little regional. Um, no, but
Not as
well,
shade, but it's expensive to travel out of San Francisco, and these gigs
mm,
don't pay that much.
that's true. Well, Honey Mahogany is a good
Hmm.
example. She was on, well, a later season, so we haven't watched her yet, but she's San Franciscan, and she kind of stayed in San Francisco too. But I can't blame her because remember when I did the X Factor, I actually moved back to San Francisco like an idiot. If I could take it back, I would have stayed in LA. Thinking now of what I know now, I'm like, why did you go back to San Francisco? But I did because I love San Francisco. Maybe Honey felt the same way, and maybe some other queens feel the same way. They just love San Francisco.
Yeah, I'll say that. So having talked to and having met a few performers and actors and like artists,
Yeah.
the a lot of them say that San Francisco is not a great town to be a performer.
No, it's not.
It's just
It's
you
really
can't make a
hard.
living off of it.
Exactly. In LA you can, or New York. But if my advice to anyone, no one's asking, but if you ever get on a show, if you ever get your moment of fame somehow, go to LA or stay in LA because that's where the work is. If you're hot, that's where you're going to get the jobs. Don't go back to a small town cuz there's just not work there.
Oh, San Francisco is not, and San Francisco is not even that small of a
I
town.
know,
It's
I
just
shouldn't say small. It's
it's
not an
not the entertainment.
entertainment town.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not as much.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was in an improv workshop a few years ago, and there's this little black box theater company that the actors all could ride their little bicycles to rehearsals,
Oh yeah.
and one of the founding members is is an actor by trade, and I always wondered how they could make it in San Francisco, and it turns
Yeah.
out like a lot of them all have money.
No wonder.
Yeah, he was teaching me what a hedge fund is
Oh my
in between
god.
rehearsals, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes
Oh,
sense.
yes, it does.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you're right. I mean, either they have money or they have a situation, perhaps their partner has enough money to support them, or
Yes.
maybe they're comfortable being very, very poor and they somehow scratch by. Yeah. I
No, but
did.
ooh, to be poor in San Francisco is that is a rough lifestyle.
It is. Remember, I used to live in a room in with the roommates. It was a nice place,
Right.
but I only paid like $500 a month. I was so lucky.
That was a good deal, Jason.
Yeah, that was a great
Well, no
deal.
wonder you came back to San Francisco.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, I can afford that.
I I was stuck in my rent controlled apartment for like a good 7 years until
Yeah,
like I was in a new relationship, and we
yeah.
were like, okay, this is not good. This is too small. If it weren't for
Yeah.
that, I was stuck there for a while.
But you know what? I don't think that place was so small, but I know you got a bigger place, which is better. But I could imagine two people living in that place, the one you had.
We made it work, but
Oh,
like when two people bring all their stuff in,
no, that's a lot. Yeah, yeah,
that's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
If they don't, yeah, I agree. Then you need a bigger place. I'm the same. I live in a small place now, but if I ever lived with someone, I think we would have to upgrade or we'd kill each other, just always in each other's presence.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yes.
Well,
Like, can't
Jason,
you go to your room now?
okay, I'll take one step to the right.
Can you go hang out in the bathroom?
Jason, you just took a diarrhea dump there. How am I supposed to?
I turned on the fan ward.
So, Jason, this is like a special addition to our lives. Like we're giving people a taste of what it's like to be us.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about the show again.
Okay, so then they showed the audition tapes.
hmm Which were not audition tapes. Did you notice that?
Were they? Some of them didn't look like audition tapes. I was gonna
Did,
say, yeah,
well, you mean of the people who actually made it on the show, right?
right. I mean,
Yeah.
so some of them were like a. Oh, by the way, they were like non-digital tapes. So they were like, oh my god, that's like
Yeah.
camcorders. Remember those?
VHS. Yeah.
VHS. Yeah.
Yeah. But I noticed that, okay, I thought we were going to see the actual audition tape that they sent in, but it was, okay, there were clips of them, yes, from the past that probably were part of the audition tape, but I thought the audition tape you had to talk too, and they didn't show any of the original speaking in the audition tape. You know what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean?
weird. Yeah,
It
no,
was
I
like
know.
modern, not modern, but it was recorded for that show, them talking. Yeah.
Right. Um, like there was one. I liked Tammy Brown's tape that they showed.
Oh, what did
She
Timmy
was like in a
Brown?
tree for
Oh my,
one portion of it.
oh yes, I did see that. Yes, yes, yes. I like Tammy Brown. I seem to like her more and more as I look back, you know?
Well, I feel like she was unique. She is
She
unique,
is. Yeah, she is. She did
right? And
her own thing.
it's a different take on the art form.
I agree. I like that.
My one note for Tammy,
Mhm.
who am I to give notes? Oh, it's our show, so we get to give notes.
Yes, yes.
Um,
We do.
well, the one that was like, there was another shot of her giving actually like the audition monologue,
Mhm.
where again she has that Klingon forehead.
Oh, I know. She really likes the super high eyebrows, the unbelievable, and the big forehead.
But I'm not sure. Did she put like prosthetics on, or do you think that's just her?
I'm not sure. But when she's a boy, she doesn't look like she has a huge forehead.
No,
So I
no.
think it's a stylistic choice, I
Yeah,
guess.
I
Yeah.
just felt like she was she looked like a Klingon when she had the forehead thing going on.
Yeah, she has a unique look and I totally see what you mean. Yeah. But I still like her because she's weird and she embraces being weird completely.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah. But I really liked Nina Flowers' audition reel of whatever you call it. But I liked hearing her story and kind of sad and but also I don't know, made me like Nina more.
Yeah, I felt like she was a really, I don't know, like a positive presence, and like she was self assured.
True, true.
You know,
And she calls everyone loca, loca, loca.
she's not wrong.
Yeah, yeah. But have you heard that loca is kind of like queen, I think, in Spanish? Like, hey, queen.
Oh, so
Yeah,
not just crazy.
yeah, something like that. It's loca, maybe actually more like fag or something. I don't know.
Oh, makes
But it's one of
sense
those words in gay culture in Spanish. Yeah.
that they took it back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like it.
Yep. Yep.
I yeah, okay, so for her quote unquote audition tape, they kind of mixed in a little bit of just like her shots of her like as a young boy.
Yes,
I was
yes.
like,
Just
oh,
like
that's weird.
photos. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I
was
was like,
cute.
yeah, he was, and you know what? All their stories sounded a little similar. Like I don't, I'll bet you, like if you dug deeper into their background stories, into
Mm-hmm.
their origin stories, there, I'm just imagining there could be some pretty dark stuff
Oh,
and some
sure.
pretty touching stuff.
Probably so, yeah. But they didn't get too deep on most of them, did they?
No, they didn't get too deep on any of them. Like it was the story was, oh, I grew up different and coming out was kind of tough,
Mm-hmm.
and some of them automatically immediately accepted it,
Right.
family members, and some of them, took a while.
True, like BB Zahara or Sahara. She, I was kind of surprised her parents were supportive because she comes from such a I her country is not very gay friendly, I believe she said. So I was surprised
Well,
her parents were so supportive.
in all of BB's, um, in that story, when they showed pictures of BB
Yeah,
in her past,
yeah.
the other people, they all had their faces blurred out.
Hmm.
That
I didn't
that
notice
choice is
that.
not by coincidence,
Good point. Yeah.
right?
They didn't want to be seeing these other people, or she didn't want to risk showing them.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
That says a
interesting.
lot.
Yes, it does. I
Where
also heard. Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, we're like, okay, if you look at Jade's family
Or Jade's
Eddie,
crotch. Oh,
or
sorry,
Jade's
sorry. Yeah,
crotch,
Jade's family.
they didn't blur out either. It was like zoomed in.
I know.
Like if you
I
know,
feel.
no
Yeah.
Vaseline lens on that.
I feel bad for Jade, of that focus on her dick all the time. It's like, okay, God. Like, I guess if you go to a show like that, that's what you get yourself into. But yeah.
Jade is a good looking person.
I know, as a
Yeah.
man, as we've mentioned several times,
As a man and
Jade, if
as,
you're
her
listening, we
costume.
talk about you.
Ooh, follow you on Instagram.
Slip into my DMs.
Right. Wait, like they showed Jade's mother, like just clear shot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
same with
no,
I think
yeah.
same with Nina Flowers.
Yeah, I think all
Yeah.
of I don't remember anyone being blurred. I guess BBs are the only ones that were blurred, the people
Mhm.
with her.
I didn't see Akasha's family, I don't think. And
No, I
we
don't
didn't.
think she did show that. Akasha, I think, had the roughest life because I think she said she was sleeping on couches, or I don't know. Didn't I can't remember. Was that Akasha? Yeah, I think she had a tough
That
time,
Yeah.
making it. Didn't have much money and stuff.
See, okay, Akasha was willing to be vulnerable. I
Yeah,
I you got to give her, she was real.
she was, and I like Akasha. I still like her, and I don't know what she's doing now, but I thought she was good.
Yeah, I thought she was a compelling story. Maybe that's why they
Hmm.
kept her, maybe
Yeah.
that's why they cast her and then kept her around for as long as they did.
Yes. Because her fashion unfortunately wasn't at maybe the same level as the other girls, unfortunately. But sometimes it was, but a lot of times it looked like maybe kind of cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also Akasha was not a seamstress or a I
That's
don't know, is there a
true.
boy version of seamster?
Yeah. That's gonna a seamster.
Seamster.
I'm a seamster.
That's not a skill that I have. Like if you ask me to sew up a dress, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, me either. I
So,
would love to see what would happen. We should have our own drag race.
well,
Mm,
my idea of kitty
yeah.
litter was just like rogue fur. I mean, like just random pieces of fur and holding a box of used kitty litter.
And I think you should probably get a big bag of kitty litter and wear the bag. That would be
Oh, well,
great for your dress.
that is making a statement.
Okay.
That'd be like Tammy Brown. That'd be making it to one episode.
Okay. What about what do you have next? What's our next section? Can we move to the next section?
Yes. Okay. So I wrote down 10 fashion
Oh,
moments.
yes, I liked this. Well, I actually was like a little confused on some of them, but okay.
It was. It remind you know what it reminded me. It reminded me of. Did you ever watch the Dave Letterman show when he every night he would do Dave's top 10 reasons to do
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Yeah, I
It,
remember that. Yeah.
it reminded me of that. It was kind of like thrown together and random,
Totally, totally.
right?
I'm like, what? That was really number two or whatever number. I'm like, yeah, kind of random. I didn't feel like that was really the top 10. I don't know.
I don't. I
Um,
think it's just they found a bunch of footage.
Exactly. They're like, use this footage, just say it.
But number
Yeah.
nine was they zoomed in on Jade.
Oh, of course. And they're like, well, RuPaul was like, looking back, I think it was just, it took my breath away. Like, even though she was distracted by the crotch, I'm like, okay. I thought it was a pretty good look. Jade's blue flowy dress. Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually showed a footage of how Jade tucked it.
Oh,
Remember
I
that?
saw that. Didn't she say I don't use tape?
Yeah, she was like,
She
but the
just
nylon holds it in place, or something like that.
Yeah, and the other girls are probably like, honey, you no.
We can still see it.
Exactly. But I wouldn't really have noticed if they hadn't called it out. You know, I didn't really see like a big bulge or anything.
I didn't either,
Yeah.
but I'll take their words for it.
No, I will too. And I'll also take an Instagram DM for it, Jade.
Jade, wink, wink.
Just show me. Come on. But of
um,
course, the number one looks were RuPaul. I'm like, come on.
I look,
Really?
Santino, stop it,
Yeah.
stop being terrible.
Right. Kissing up. Oh, me, RuPaul? Yeah. But RuPaul, of course, RuPaul was the best dressed. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, she looks great. I mean, she has money, and
Yeah, exactly. And she's been doing this like for her whole life almost. And her
it's her show.
wardrobe is huge. Yeah. So,
Oh, one other thing that I wrote down was the number three moment was Baby Sahara in that lion hair.
oh, I love that.
I did
Personally,
love that.
yes. That was maybe the best look of the show for me.
But again, it reminds me of Sweetums from the Muppets. If you don't know what
Oh,
Sweetums looks
yeah.
like, Google image it. It
Yeah,
looks it,
he was in that band. Is that the same one with animals?
no, that's I want to say that's animal, but
Oh, okay.
Sweetums is the big fluffy animal.
Hmm. Sweetums. I think I have to Google that. I think you
Yeah.
mentioned that before, and I did
Audience
not
members,
remember.
Google image Sweetums, and then
Sweetums.
Google image Baby Sahara's hair
Oh my god.
from the back.
Oh,
It
sweet.
looks
You're right. You're right. Oh, I'm looking at Sweetums though.
adorable, right?
Yes, but you're so right. It
Sexy,
totally
no,
has that
but
look.
adorable, yes.
Yeah, adorably scary or
Yes.
some adorable monster. Yeah. Hmm.
Um, okay, well, next on my list, I have never before seen footage.
Oh, yeah, that was not so exciting.
No, it was. I was like, what is this?
I'm like, oh, I see why I didn't see it before.
Well, I did learn a few things. One was BB saying she called it cooking
Oh
makeup.
yeah, cooking or makeup. Yeah, yeah.
I was like, okay, well, that's educational.
Yeah. And now the drag queens talk about that all the time. I didn't really until I watched Drag Race, I didn't know about that either.
We got a tucking lesson from Jade, and then I
Yeah.
think Angina wore BB's hair.
Yes, and she said she looked like an early Oprah, and I'm like, "Really?"
I was like, I can see why she doesn't wear wigs, Angina. That wig swallowed her whole head.
That's true. If she wears wigs, I think she might need to go for a bit smaller.
Yes,
Yes.
it was adorable. That was the one part that I liked.
Yeah, that was cute. That was cute. But I also felt like perhaps some of that footage was made for this episode. Like, I don't feel like it was like, I don't think it happened behind the scenes. I think some of that they filmed just for this episode.
Yeah, I didn't feel the authenticity in
Yeah,
some of that these
yeah,
scenes.
yeah, exactly. But later on, not to spoil it because I've seen a little more than you have, but later on they will actually be authentic or at least seem authentic.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't wait to see it.
Ah, yeah, right.
Well, okay, speaking of that, so They showed green room footage as well,
Oh,
right?
what did they have
Remember
in the
that
Greenwood
they
footage?
showed so they showed footage of the green room. I was like, oh my god, this is green room footage. It's you would think green room is where first of all, like green room is supposed to be a place where people should feel safe
Yeah,
and relaxed. And if you put a camera there and you show it,
yeah, yeah.
it's not so safe and relaxed.
That's true. That's a good point. Um,
And then for for people who don't, a green room is basically the backstage area where performers kind of relax a little bit before they go on stage.
right, right. They
Like
just like
most
wait or get ready or yeah.
most theaters have one, right?
Yes. Unless
Um,
you're at Martuni's in San Francisco.
they do not.
The green room is the closet.
Oh, oh,
It is. It really is.
okay,
You know that room in the back with the bathroom?
yeah.
Well, there's a closet with supplies in it, and that's where we all get ready before the show.
Oh, well, no wonder the performances feel so real and
Raw.
raw, and feels like the performers can't wait to get on stage and out of that green room.
So true. Get me out of here. Sometimes there's like five of us back there. It is ridiculous.
Oh my god!
Yeah, but those were the days. Those were the days.
But like, they don't stick a camera in there, right? Because that would be
No,
weird.
that would be weird. I would be like, what? Am I in a reality show or something? Leave me alone.
And the green room footage was weird. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't feel that authentic. And then they tried to show like trash talk,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, that trash talk was weak.
It was. They even had a line of BB saying, "I'll see you on stage, bitch." And like I'm like, wait, that's not BB. That's not BB style to say that. I think
No,
that was what she was told to say. But
because I
whatever.
think like they felt, I don't know, the green room footage felt like they were very self aware.
Yeah, yeah,
They
I agree.
felt very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It maybe not scripted, but maybe they were told, okay, we're trying to get some drama or something interesting here. I don't
The overall feeling I walked away from the green room footage, it did
know.
give me like one area of insight,
Okay.
was that it seems to me like they didn't like each other that much, all the contestants.
Oh, really? I think that's probably true. For well, gosh, who actually liked one another? Angina said she was friends with Nina, which I could believe.
I can
Nina
believe
was
too.
nice to everyone, I think. That's probably part of it.
She was.
But some people who are more hard to get along with would be like Rebecca Glassclock. I mean, I think whether she's shy or bitchy, whichever one it is, I don't picture her being like great to talk to.
I just didn't see the chemistry.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, if there I didn't see any shots where they had good chemistry with each other.
yeah. Good point.
So I was like,
It
oh,
always seemed a little awkward between them all.
well, you were on a reality TV show. Like,
Yeah,
can you like to be in that group for 3 months?
yeah, yeah. Well, when I was on a show, when I was on the X Factor and when we were backstage, which was a lot, we honestly didn't talk that much to each other because we were always doing social media on our phones, talking to our families or our managers or whatever. It was even though we were together, even though we all knew each other and we would talk, but it we didn't necessarily feel that close. I don't most people didn't get that close to each other to be honest because we're
Oh,
also competing against each other. It's like a weird dynamic.
that is a weird
Um
dynamic.
but I did feel close, I would say like affectionate toward some of the members of Fifth Harmony and who else?
Oh, you were the season where Fifth Harmony was on?
I was,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
I sure was. I knew them before they were famous. I knew Camila Cabello. God damn. She got so famous. That
Well,
was hard to believe.
I was gonna say because I like y'all had to have known that there was only going to be one winner,
Yes, we did.
right?
And
So
yeah.
why not make friends with each other?
Well, we were friendly, but most people didn't get that close. I guess
Mm,
why not make friends with each other? I don't know. Well, personally, I it might have been a confidence issue for me. I just didn't feel I didn't feel that comfortable asking for people's phone numbers or whatever. I felt like I didn't want to be unauthentic. I just you know what I mean? It
right.
but
Well,
but
probably the atmosphere was kind of tense too. I get it.
yeah. Yeah, it was. It was tense. And we were always so busy. Like they had us doing stuff all the time, except
Right.
the times where we waited for hours and hours, and that definitely happened. But usually we were kind of stressed too, worried about what was coming next.
Right. One
Yeah,
person did get eliminated every week.
exactly. And then we know we're all thinking, is it you? Is it you? You know,
Mm, oh,
yeah, yeah. But it was a great ride. So yeah, I kind of know how they feel. I kind of know how they feel.
oh, this I will say, okay,
What are you
I
doing?
am well, I'm halfway through the bottle.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Good
know.
for you.
I can't vouch for this. This kind of gives me a weird heady feeling.
I heard something dripping and I was like, Are you peeing?"
No, I'm just pouring a little bit more into my glass, and it,
Oh,
it's.
it's not feeling great.
I'll drink it.
Okay, yeah. Just
Yeah,
drink it.
I'll just drink it.
Yeah, you can do
Oh,
it.
okay. So the next section, they go through all the challenges,
Hmm.
like well, episode by episode.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't.
Yep.
There's not too much to say about that. It was just.
Well, because we've seen it all. We
Yeah.
saw every challenge. We know what happened. I mean, it was kind of cool to be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember when Akasha fell." You know, I
Mm,
remember like uh when Angina said she had HIV and you know,
mhm.
those are important moments in the show, but yeah. Just like a recap, you know.
Yeah, I did. Was any of them your favorite? So there was like Dress on a Dime, Girl Group, Oprah Challenge, the interview thing. There was
Well,
a screen test um, with a HIV
oh,
thing.
yeah, that was so
Girl fight with
funny.
lady boxers. There was a
Yeah.
Vogue off,
Oh my
and the
god.
absolute vodka dresses.
Oh, wow. How on earth can I pick? I can tell you which one was my least favorite.
Which one
The
was that?
Oprah challenge, because no one looked like Oprah. That was disappointing.
Oh, okay. So this is where we differ. Okay, that episode was actually my favorite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the Oprah challenge I liked. I liked seeing people interview people.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that part was good. But remember, you were also supposed to wear something inspired by this, by
Oh,
Oprah?
none of them, because none of them looked like Oprah. None of them
No,
was
no
even
one looked like
close.
Oprah. I was like, come on, just give me at least one Oprah.
Nope.
No, I didn't feel Oprah. But no, the interviews I liked. You're right. That was good.
The interviews were cute, and the teleprompter things were that was comedy gold.
Yeah, that was funny. Although they were impossible. I mean, I think maybe we would have screwed those up too. There were some really tough names and countries and places in there. I'm like, oh, I couldn't have said that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, quite a few contestants English was not their first language.
Yeah. So
Making
you
them read a teleprompter was cruel.
You know what? Speaking of cruel, I was at an izakaya last night, a Japanese bar, like bar and restaurant.
Mhm.
And anyway, I was there with my boyfriend and his friend, and we're drinking and eating. And I said, "Hey, uh, actually, he was like, Jason, what is that video you showed me where it's like Japanese people who words in English they can't pronounce?" And I'm like, oh yeah, 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 let's do that. So I brought up this video, and there's words like simultaneously that for
That's a
Japanese
hard
people
one.
are extremely difficult to say. So we went through this with him and his friend, and it was hilarious. And they had trouble, right? But they did all right. But then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get you." I'm gonna bring up a Japanese riddle, some Japanese tongue twisters, and it's gonna be so hard. And guess what? It was so easy. They're like, what? How can they do that? Like, I don't know. It's easy. But of course, if you do them fast, actually, it's not easy. But I did it like normal pace. But if I try to do it fast, yeah, I also screw it up.
I
And
yeah, the teleprompter is tough, and I don't know. Some of them English was just really hard on them.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wait a minute.
absolutely.
So simultaneously
Yes.
hard? What's another one that's hard for
Oh, for
Japanese native
Japanese
speakers?
people. Oh, what one that you know really well, or a lot of us know well. You know how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Oh God,
Have you ever
I've
heard that?
yes, I have, and half a bottle of Sauvignon Blanc. I can't say that.
You can.
It's not a Japanese thing. It's just but
Or
again,
also there's the what she sells seashells by the seashore.
yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah, that's a hard one too. So these are also hard for Japanese people or anyone who isn't native English, perhaps. But they're
Yeah,
hard enough for even regular
yeah.
Americans. Like,
hmm
yeah.
Um. Oh. Um. You know what? The other thing I liked was the girl fight, the lady boxers. That was something that I didn't expect, and that
Wow.
was, yeah. I'm glad I saw that.
That was to me awkwardly entertaining, but still entertaining.
Very awkward, very
Like,
weird.
yeah.
Okay, you know how again the Auties, is that the Auties 2000, was this 2000? No, this was 2013.
Wow. Can you
This was
believe
past
that?
the Auties.
2013. Okay.
So you know how like gender was still kind of a weird thing back then?
Yeah, yeah.
Like just, oh, look, girl boxers was like,
Hmm.
oh, that's weird.
Right, right, right. Well,
Bad times.
yeah, yeah. And also RuPaul and maybe some of the other people on the show used things or words that we or said things in a way we wouldn't say now with all the like gender and
Oh, the
non-binary.
T word,
Yeah, exactly. Tranny. What
tranny.
that is actually I used to say tranny too, but now I feel like, oh, I guess I can't say that because some people don't like it. So,
I no, I understand it, and
mhm.
yes, a lot of people did say that word, and in fact, a San Francisco drag queen put on a show called Tranny Shack back in the days,
Oh yeah, that was so
right?
famous. Yeah.
Yeah, but however, they she adapted and she was like, you know what? This is 2021,
Right.
and we're not going to
Right.
do Tranny Shack.
But then she called it mother, right?
Correct.
But mother, I never understood. Like, why do you call it mother?
I don't, but it feels safe and politically
True,
correct.
true. It's not offensive, but also I'm like, mother?
Why
I
did she
should
call
have
her
asked
mother?
someone. Maybe it was about her being the mother of drag or something. I don't know.
Oh, she knows she's not the mother of drag. No offense to her, but
Maybe she feels like the mother of the drag community in San Francisco.
good for
Maybe.
her. Good for her.
Yeah.
Bold claim, but yes, good for her.
Yes. And that's Heclina, in case you're wondering who we're talking about.
Hi, Heclina.
Hi, Heclina. We love you.
Yes, hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hope you're
what do
rich
you,
as ever.
is she?
I heard she's rich. Yeah. That's what
I'm
they
sure she
say, but I
is.
don't know.
To
Yeah.
live in San Francisco comfortably,
Well, yeah, you have to have at least some money to live in
none
San
of
Francisco.
none of us did, and we worked hard for our money.
So you better treat us right.
Oh, the city didn't, so we left.
Yeah. Yep, we left. I loved San Francisco, but it's nice to be somewhere else too.
Well, okay. So how do you feel? Have you? How do you feel like these performers, drag performers, are doing in 2021 and 2020?
In 20 oh, the ones that were on the show?
Uh, any of them? I mean,
Oh.
this must have been a tough year.
Oh, I see what you mean because of Corona.
Yes, because I
Yeah.
actually did see a spin-off off of this. A few drag performers from Drag Race did a show where they went to random little towns and talked to like small town drag
Oh.
performers, they went to a specific small town, and they were gonna go do different small towns, but
Hmm.
they started out with a small town in, I want to say, Missouri or Mississippi, one of those.
Oh, that sounds interesting. Is this on YouTube or where is that?
No, no, no. This is on Netflix.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But halfway through the show, they had to stop it
Of Corona.
because of COVID.
Damn.
And as if the the original challenges weren't tough enough,
Yeah.
added to the fact that they're in a small town and they had people were calling cops on them and so on and so forth.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. I think it's been a bad year for a lot of entertainers, including me. Like work has slowed down quite a bit. Um, but yeah, I think for them too, because so many bars were closed. But I know that a lot of them were trying to just, do stuff on YouTube and uh
Right.
make money that way. But I don't know how successful they've been. It was probably a tough year for almost everyone.
I hope they got some stimulus checks. That's all I can
I hope
say.
so too.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for mine. I only got $600. That's how much my
Wait,
check
what?
is. I know why. I don't understand. Did you get more or did you get? Oh,
I got
maybe you.
none of it.
Oh, yeah. I shouldn't ask these questions on the air. Sorry.
No. but
Yeah,
but I like I know that the second one was supposed to be like over $1,000.
I know. And that's what I was expecting. And then I got a letter saying, we'll be sending your $600 check soon. I'm like, 600? Well,
Thanks a lot, Obama or
yeah,
Biden.
yeah. Or Biden. Yeah. Uh, anyway. So where were we?
Oh, okay. Finally, they went to the three finalists,
Hmm.
and they were like, "Let's get to know these three finalists. You think you know them? Oh, I'll bet you don't.
Right.
Let's see you more." And I was like, "Wait a minute, I didn't see anything
Mm-mm. I
that
don't
showed me
remember
more about them."
anything. I don't remember anything. I remember when they said that, when she said that, but yeah, I didn't feel like I got to know them more. I felt like they just showed the same clips.
Well, okay, so
Maybe they
under
didn't.
BB, I have one line.
Okay.
This is the one thing that I didn't know about her before this show. It was like she was modeling as a man, and then some girls didn't show up, and she
Oh
put a wig
yeah.
on.
Oh, that was that segment. Yeah, I remember that. I thought, oh, she looks good as a man too.
She did. She looked. She
Yeah.
well, he they look good as dressed as a man.
Yeah, definitely.
I
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the whole story of if some girl didn't show up and that's it. You just create a BB out of that.
No, I don't believe that.
I don't know.
Not just at that moment. I did full drag and I was fabulous. I'm like, I think you may have practiced before
I
that.
you know I would love to live in a world where in Cameroon a girl didn't show up and you were like that's a wig on and that's it.
Yes, and then my career started.
I would love that.
Yeah, I wonder why BB isn't often seen. I don't see much about BB. I watch these little like YouTube shows and stuff about drag race members and they interview people, but I
Mhm.
really see a lack of BB. So I don't know if she like maintained her popularity or if she just kind of disappeared. I don't know.
Well, I would love to see more of her. So
Yeah, me
more
too.
BB, please. Also, maybe sometimes people move on.
Yeah, that's true. A couple girls from Drag Race have quit drag, and they have said so. Um, I don't know if Jade quit drag, but Jade posts as a man usually now.
On Instagram, yes.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Maybe BB is a tax attorney now. Who knows? you know,
Right?
it's like whatever.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, what bracket are you in?
Did you get the stimulus check?
Oh, BB, we all got stimulated. Um,
Yeah, speaking of getting stimulated, I plan to
well,
soon.
okay, so the next that's all I have for BB. I was like, wait a minute, that's I was like that. I did
Yeah.
not really get an in depth
No,
thing
no,
from BB.
no.
Nina Flores. No, Nina Flowers was
Flowers,
Jorge
yeah.
Flores.
Yes, yes. Oh, so that was I thought we talked about this segment earlier. Now I realize this was the last segment. Okay. Okay. That's what she talked about her mom?
I feel like they mixed a little bit of both.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cuz I mean, we learned a lot in about those contestants in the whatever supposedly audition videos already.
Hmm.
So, yeah. But didn't Nina's mom die?
See, that's what I thought too.
Where did I hear that?
That was from a previous episode, I think.
Okay, okay, but I guess they didn't mention it this time, but I was sure I heard that before.
All I learned from this was I wrote it down again. This in-depth thing, one line. Um,
Yeah.
Mom
You
helped
don't
her.
know them. Yeah.
I didn't know them, but now I do. Nina's mom helped her come out to his dad.
Right, right, right. I mean, I think that's a nice story, but you're right
It's not
that
really.
a lot of them have similar stories,
It's not
or at
really
least what they're
breaking news. I
showing.
mean, it's not
Yeah,
groundbreaking in any way.
right. But maybe
Uh,
back then it was
yeah. Well, okay. Not to belittle it. Yes, it
2013.
is. It's always good to hear these stories,
Yeah, yeah,
but this is not a unique story. I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah. That's true. Eh,
And Nina was a makeup person before they became a drag
yeah,
persona.
that's not so surprising, but I can see that that's why she's so good at the makeup.
I was gonna say, yeah, her makeup is on point. I
Yeah,
can see
it
why,
is.
yeah. And then that's it. And then for Rebecca, Rebecca's given name was Javier,
Yeah, yeah. And she didn't like drag queens the first time she met them.
right? And that I was like, that's not really groundbreaking, but
Yeah.
and then they showed a bunch of pictures of Javier, and I was like, oh my god, that is a '90s gay kid if I ever saw one,
Totally, totally. But he was good looking. He still is, or in the show, he's still good looking, boy and girl. But
right?
oh, I just remembered something. Sorry to go back, but on the best looks, I thought this was hilarious. They said Rebecca Glasscock really killed it in this look, right? But
Mm-hmm.
because of the lighting and the lens, you can barely even see what she's wearing. It was like a gold dress, but it looks like just a glow
There was
on the
so much
Vaseline lens.
Vaseline on that lens.
I'm like, wait, I can hardly see what she's wearing. Seriously, it's so bright. Like what?
But it's the same shots where I think it's they use the same shot lens to shoot RuPaul and
Yeah,
the judges.
right, right, right. To make them look better, I guess. But thank goodness they got rid of that in later
Thank
seasons.
goodness. I
Yeah.
was like, you don't need that. But
No, no.
just
Anyway, okay.
show every wrinkle, every whatever.
Oh yeah, and my favorite fact about Rebecca Glasscock that we learned that we didn't know is that she's a bitch. No, that wasn't one of the facts.
Yeah, no, that's if there
Mm.
ever was writing on the wall, that was writing on the wall by now. Like, okay, so again, Rebecca's. I have even less for Rebecca. I have one line for each person, and this line
Mhm.
was like just like five. It was like a haiku. It was like
Okay.
it was like '90s gay kid. Now mom and brother are supportive. That's it.
It is like the same story.
I mean,
Okay.
I am glad that their families are supportive,
Of course, yeah.
of course. But that's all I learned about them. I was like, well,
Yeah, you want to know more.
I do want to know more. But
Maybe this episode would have been better if it had only focused on the three contestants and gone really deep into all their lives.
yes,
That might have been better. Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah, yeah. But
Like
I think
less
yeah.
camp and more personal.
Mhm. I think they were trying to make it really fun and like maybe focusing too much on trying to make it fun or something, but yeah, it would have been interesting to see more about their lives and
Also,
feelings. Yeah.
feel like okay, maybe they finished all the shooting. I don't know if they ever do that in shows, but they finished all the shooting and they're like, "Oh crap, we have to do 9 episodes.
That's right. Well, it
Can
was
we
the
just?"
first season.
I was like, "We don't have enough stuff for 9 episodes. Let's just pull
Right.
some stuff together
Exactly.
in post production. Just have RuPaul,
Yeah.
pull the Dodge Caravan out of the garage and shoot a few more scenes, and that's it."
Right. That's kind of like if I have a video, I need to do a video on YouTube this week, and I'm like, I don't have anything. I'm going to do a best of my YouTube video.
Hey, you should do it.
It's going to be so boring. And this is when I talked about Japan. Oh wow, that was amazing. Wasn't that hilarious? Okay, now let's look at my best looks over my YouTube. Oh, maybe I could do it.
Yeah, I'd watch that. Whatevs.
Okay.
I'd watch you eat a Burger King sandwich, whatever. I was like, I got nothing else to do.
Oh
The
my
pandemic
god.
is not over, my friend, and
That's true. That's true.
I gotta watch some content.
Yeah, but you don't have to wear masks in Texas.
Do you not?
Well, you don't have to, but people are still wearing them. A lot of people, like my family, are still wearing them, but officially you don't have to wear a mask legally in Texas.
Oh, well, in
Oh,
California, we do, but
yeah.
people don't as much as they were.
Oh, really?
hmm
Hmm.
I went on a hike today and on the trails, and I would say half the people weren't wearing them on the trails. Now, to be fair, I don't think you can catch them on trails
Yeah,
just walking around,
outdoors. Yeah.
but it's just indicative of the mood shifting.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like in July or in like, oh god, July last year or in like December last year. Oh my god, everyone was wearing a mask
Oh
even
yeah.
outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, people, everyone's still wearing masks. There isn't really a law, I don't think, but you just do. It's like
Mm,
the norm. Um, here in Tokyo. Yeah. So, and we still haven't even gotten vaccines to anyone except frontline workers. That's still we're like 0.0 something percent of the population vaccinated in
oh
Tokyo.
wow.
Yeah, it's very sad. I'm like, can we please get this moving a little faster?
What about going to restaurants and shopping centers? Are people starting to do that again?
People are doing it, and they were doing it before, but just wearing masks, social distance, washing your hands, hand
Right.
sanitizer everywhere, that kind of thing. But we went to a restaurant last night, the izakaya I was telling you about. Um, and there were a lot of people out, but they do have plastic dividers between the tables.
Okay.
But when you're eating and drinking, you can't really wear a mask while you're eating and drinking. I guess you can put it
No.
on between, but you know what I mean.
And I
I
was gonna
wouldn't say
say the
very safe.
charm of an izakaya is that it's a small, intimate place.
It's true. It's true. It is very nice. It was fun. But yeah, but not the safest thing to do, I would say.
Well, I would tell you that indoor dining is back in California,
Oh,
or
I
at
heard
least
about that.
it's county by county. So I live in San Diego County, and restaurants are back, and people are out and about again. And today I was driving in my neighborhood, and the the foot traffic is almost back to where it was before.
Oh, wow.
But then
Well,
again,
yeah.
I've been vaccinated. Almost all my friends have been vaccinated.
Right, right. So you don't
So
have to worry like they would, like the other people would. Yeah.
I don't know what the science is on that, but I can tell you that the CDC says that if you're fully vaccinated, you can gather in small groups.
Right. Even though there's a slight chance of getting it, it's a lot less. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So,
Well, Ward, I think I should get going because my boyfriend's here.
oh, okay.
And did we cover everything?
We did. I look forward to the grand finale.
Oh, me too. It's coming. It's
Yes.
coming all over us very soon.
Very soon.
Um, but yeah. Anything else you wanted to say about this episode or
No,
in
I
general? Oh, plugs.
plugs. Yes.
Yes. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Um, I want to plug. I want to plug outdoor safe music venues. So wherever you can find one, we have
Oh,
some here in
yes.
California. So go out and be safe and enjoy some music and art.
Oh, I agree with that one. That's a great idea. And
How about you?
I have excuse me, selfish plugs. um, please subscribe to my YouTube. My name is Jason Brock. It's Jason Broccoli is my YouTube handle or whatever. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's Jason Broccoli. Same everywhere. And what else was I gonna say?
Do
Oh,
you have any shows coming up?
I have a show coming up in June here in Tokyo at a place called My Scotch. So
Ooh.
that is a little far away, but if you're in Tokyo, hey, come see the show. And also, I want to plug our RuPaul's Drag Race Virgins YouTube and Twitter. Um, you can find us on YouTube. Just Google uh, RuPaul's Drag Race Virgins and look under people or channels. Like filter it for channels and look for RuPaul's Drag Race Virgins, and you'll find us. And you can watch or listen to the episodes. Some are videos, some are not, but you can see all the episodes there.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and we also have Facebook and Twitter, and you can follow us there. But honestly, I haven't posted anything. Have you, Ward?
I have not,
Okay.
but I will once I get back into the swing of things.
Okay.
COVID has been, well, I'm a healthcare worker, so this
Yes.
has been a busy, crazy year. So
Oh,
I
yes.
will get
Yes.
back into it when things get back to normal.
Good. Good. Okay. Well, that's definitely understandable.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
We'll see you next time. Woohoo.
yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye.
You can take away